Namaste everyone, welcome to Case of Astrology. We have a very strong bonding between whatever we believe in or whatever we think in a certain dimension with other dimensions. For example, at a physical level of your existence, whatever you believe in, whatever your thought process is, has a very deep connection with your spiritual existence or with your mental existence. So there has always been this connection with us and at different levels. Now, this existence of connection also exists in the world of dreams. So, coronavirus threat being around, there is one thing like what we were expecting in 2020, abundance. Maybe it's not coming to us in other ways, but in one way it is coming to us that we are having a lot of time for ourselves to discover, to learn new things, and also to sleep. And when you sleep, you also get an opportunity to dream. And our dreams have a very strong connection with our subconscious, conscious, and supraconscious, or all level of our mental existence and all level of our spiritual existence. There is a very strong connection, and this connection has been established not since recent times. It has been there since many years, thousands of years ago, and they were used differently by different people. So for a religious leader, a dream interpretation could mean certain thing, and he would or they would interpret a dream in a certain way. For a psychologist in today's time, a dream can mean something else. And for another person who is neither a psychologist or not following it religiously, a regular person can also interpret or have a certain experience that they feel in their real life, which probably they were able to experience in their dream life. So there is a strong connection and there is a strong indication. So these dreams, they talk to us. These dreams, you can say in ancient times, in ancient India, it was said like a strong dream is a communication, a direct message given to you, passed on to you by the gods. And earlier there was, I remember, like, I used to hear stories about these when I was a child, that in the royal kingdoms and everywhere, they would have, like, if a king dreams certain things, and there would be a professional like an astrologer who would be there to interpret that dream. A lot of important actions were taken based on that dream, and also the person who has dreamed it, well, plays a very important role, in during those days, like, because a whole kingdom was like a big family. So if somebody is dreaming certain things in a family, that was coming true, like the incarnation of gods and the coming of famines and good time, bad time, and all these things, they were kind of dreamed by sages, sometimes by kings, by regular people, and they were being interpreted. The reason why this was done, because they were considered like a message from the god. But interesting thing over here is that you would say, like, everybody dreams, and not all my dreams come true. I dreamed of this thing yesterday, it didn't come true. Yes. So this is the place where an astrologer steps in, because when you do an analysis of a dream, it is done, it's a very delicate science, very so that's why it's very difficult as well. That's why when I have to do dream analysis, most of the times, what I've observed is, like, the dreams don't mean anything. Like, people come, they share their dream, a lot of time they don't mean anything, but a lot of time they also mean exactly the happenings that are going to happen in somebody's life. Why does this thing happen? This happens because of the primary reason that the person who is giving the information about the dream is not giving the right information, first thing, and secondly, not every dream is considered real. Some dreams are like, there is a way of calculating and interpreting. That's a different thing. But there's first thing is, like, there is a way of identifying whether a dream is real or not. whether a dream is going to get turned into reality or not. So a lot of time when people come up with their dreams, so and then I have to make an astrology chart for their dream. So it's really interesting. Like the people say that it was very vivid, it was very real, and everything. It just felt so real and everything. But the chart shows that it was not a dream at all. So yeah, so that's why this science of dream interpretation is really difficult when it's done using astrology. There might be other ways also, which I am not aware of. I said like I don't practice them, so I'm not aware of them. So the one I practice are the ones that doing a dream analysis based on an astrology chart. So we make a chart of your dream, and then we try to interpret what really does your dream talk about. Is it real or is it not real? So today, what my agenda is like. Obviously, I'm not going to teach you how to interpret the dream, but I'm going to tell you certain like this. These are certain key observations that you can make in your dream, and you can do a self interpretation. You will find that the interpretation might, in your case, might come true, it might not come true. Based on whether it's coming true or not, you can know whether it was actually a real dream or not. So a lot of time, like when you're dreaming, they're like just very much connected with your present reality, like things that you wanted, you didn't get it. So those kind of dreams, you're all dreaming all the time. They don't mean anything. The ones which mean are the ones which are actually sending an information or message. So I will share a few examples with you that if you dream of certain things, what would they mean? For example, if you're dreaming of abundance, so in your dream, if you see abundance, so that could really mean like coming of a really big thing, big success. It could also mean that a certain sort of mystery is going to get resolved, that you're going to get answers to certain mystery in your life that interests you. It could be about anything. It could be, it could be a mystery relating to the political scenario. So it does not directly connect with you, but you probably needed to know about that. So it's not necessary that the mystery that gets resolved is going to give you some kind of financial benefit, but abundance also indicates financial benefits. Now, so this is the first layer of interpreting the dream relating to abundance. So if you dreamed about of abundance, this is the first layer what it could mean. But when we look through your chart, when I will draw, so what I do is like I will draw a chart of the dream, a horoscope of the dream, and then I will draw a horoscope of the person who dreamed it, and then I'm going to make a connection over there. So based on that, I would looking at the position of planets and everything. Based on that, we can identify that for this person, abundance, how is it going to mean, or what does it really mean? Sometimes abundance can definitely mean big success, but for someone it can also mean abundance of things that you don't want. It can also mean that. Abundance of pain. It can mean abundance of money, but it can also mean abundance of having no money. Now this answer you get to know through the chart. So when we look at a person's horoscope, we can draw conclusion by if the details are correct, that okay, whether this abundance is a positive abundance or a negative one. Like for example, if somebody would have dreamed of abundance in 2019 or 2020 start, maybe January, February. So they were supposed to get abundance, but maybe if you look at the present time, we see that yes, there is a sort of abundance, and the abundance is like you're getting abundant of time at home, abundant of time for yourself, abundant of time to sleep, abundant of time to dream, abundant of time to learn something, but you're not able to go out. So there is a catch which has come with it. So collectively you can say maybe there was this abundance. So if you look around starting 2019, if you are getting closer to the end of 2019, people started posting about 2020 is going to be a year of abundance, it's going to bring this, and there was such a collective energy that the dream actually came true, but in a way probably in which we were not expecting it to. So there could have been a couple of people, or a lot of people, who would have been dreaming of some sort of abundance. So this is actually how we were drifting away from my main subject, because I'm not going to interpret any, any happenings right now. I'm just sharing what a certain dream could signify or could mean. So if you're dreaming of abundance, this is what it can mean. I have made a few points about few dreams and their interpretation. Then, if you dream of an absence of a friend, so if there is a dear friend, or if there is a friend in your dream, you find them missing. You find them, they disappear. Okay, and like maybe they were there in the dream initially, and then they disappear, or they are lost, or something like that. What could this mean? This is actually it's a very good dream, because it could mean that you are going to actually separate from an enemy, or it could be a physical enemy, it could be a mental enemy, it could be an enemy of your health, it could be anything. So it means that you're going to separate from this enemy. It also means that you're going to join with your family or with your loved ones. So absence of friend, so it sounds like absence, like we're losing something, but the interpretation is not really the same. The interpretation is actually finding. Interpretation means that you're going to find your family, you're going to find your peace, you're going to settle score with your enemy. Okay, so it's losing that enemy actually. So that is another dream. Another one which I've written down here is air. So we can dream of air, like air as in like fresh. If you feel that you're in somewhere which has blue sky, green field, and fresh air is blowing, and you see beautiful flowers and rainbows and everything. So certainly what it signifies is good time is approaching, wonderful time is approaching, and a lot of abundance is approaching, and good health is approaching. At the same time, if the air somehow is moist, or it's too windy, or there is also lightning in that dream, and you see air that's blowing on your face, and you can experience, but if you experience certain extreme hotness or coldness in that air, that is not a good indication. That would indicate something negative. That would indicate something negative coming in your life, just because since air is the element which is actually moving in and out of a body. So if good air is moving in, the body is also becoming healthy. If we are going to inhale toxic air, you see that the body also starts suffering. So that what it means is like, so you can have dreams of maybe you riding on a horse or on a motorcycle with fresh air falling on your face. So over here is the when you're dreaming, the significance of your dream, or the more important aspect of your dream, or what you felt more important in your dream, should not be riding the horse. It should be feeling the wind that is blowing on your face. Then it is a dream about air. Otherwise, if you're riding a horse, it could be interpreted differently. So that's the dream with air. And then anxiety. Now, a lot of us have this anxiety, but if in your dream you are in a position, or you're in a situation where you feel a lot of anxiety, this could actually mean good. This could actually mean that this anxiety is going to part from you. This could actually mean that you're going to overcome your enemies. This could mean that happiness is around the corner. You can feel that good things are coming. And this dream about anxiety, another thing that we have to understand is that if somebody is having a lot of anxiety in their real life, and they are dreaming of dreams of anxiety, for them it is probably not so wise to interpret the dream, because their conscious mind unconscious mind, both are constantly in connection with anxiety. So probably they are not really dreaming, they're just experiencing what they're experiencing on a normal day. But for somebody who does not experience any anxiety but suddenly feels anxiety in their dream, they're very anxious about something, that could mean this. So like I said before, I will say it again, like the interpretation is dependent. What I'm telling you, these are the basic interpretations. This is what basically something can mean. But the real interpretation happens after drawing the chart, for which is a very complicated process. Because there is a lot of information which is needed from the person before we can draw the chart, so that we can actually fix planets and the position of the planets, and only then can we interpret a chart. Another one which I have made for you is animals. So with the animals, there is a lot of things about animals, because a lot of us, we dream of animals. Now animals can mean many things. So and animals can appear also in many ways, like a solo animal can be there in your dream, or a group of animals can be there. So if you are dreaming of a certain solo animal, just you saw an animal, it can mean that there is going to be happiness coming your way, or it can also indicate money coming your way. It can indicate money, it can indicate happiness. But if you see that a group of animals, now this group of animals can mean that there's a potential healthiness, or abundance, or good, basically it indicates good health which is coming to you. And it also, if there are like, let's suppose there are a group of animals, like 2 or 3 animals are there. So over here again, it becomes slightly complicated, because not only will we look at the basic broad interpretation of seeing an animal, but then we also will try to identify the nature of a particular animal. Like for example, if you find, if there is a monkey that you see in your dream, and there is also a dog that you see in your dream, and there is also a snake, so that you see. So a monkey could probably indicate that a sort of imitation, that you are probably going to receive, or you're going to be imitating someone or something like that, or a repetition of a certain thing which has happened in the past. A dog, however, at the same time could mean that probably it can mean like honesty. It can mean honesty, it can mean dedication. So maybe, like for example, like if somebody is starting up a new business and they're dreaming of dogs, so they can, it can be interpreted that the new team that they're planning to hire is a team of faithful people, is a team of people who are devoted to you. But at the same time, if it's a fox, we can, interpret it as a group of cunning people. So we're going to be hiring a group of really cunning and clever people. So they might take the business really up and high, up or down, that's a different thing. But what we need to be aware of is that I'm going to be surrounded by cunning foxes all around me. So that way we can interpret a group of animals. But if in a dream, if you see a domestic animal, like your own a pet, something like that. So in this, depending on the animal, what kind of animal it is, it also indicates a change in your status, of living. So your status of living can go up or down depending on what kind of animal you have seen, and also depending on what kind of chart gets drawn for the person. Then if you get to see a lot of wild animals, like wild horses, or wild boars, or wild animals who are just running around, this could also mean that a sort of untaming, or freedom, or escape also. It could basically, but it could show a lot of freedom. And you would find a lot of people who feel they are caged, they also dream such dreams. But again, like I said, the power of the dream to come true depends on a lot of factors. Depends on actually if the dream is real or not, basically. And to know that, we have to draw this chart. And to draw the chart, we need information. Now, another thing about dreams is like, if it's possible, like if you're listening to this video and if you dream a lot, if it's possible for you that when you dream next time, whenever, tonight or whenever you dream, if it's possible for you to make a note of time. Now you will say, I'm sleeping, how would I know the time? What you can do is, like, for example, you go to bed by, let's suppose, 9 p.m. and you woke up to have water at around 1 a.m. So that means you slept between 9 and 1, and between that time period you had a dream, and your dream was just before you woke up to have water. So if you can give me just a window, that much of time, that maybe between 12 midnight and 1 a.m. I think I might have seen this dream. That is good enough for me. Then I would be able to draw a chart. But this timing is really important. So if you dream, and if you have been dreaming about certain thing, and if you have been able to make a note of the time when you dream, yes, then you're welcome to visit my website, and you can book a consultation with me to do a dream interpretation and to do a regular astrology interpretation as well. And so you can know whether the dream that you had, if it has any kind of strong connection with any other dimension. So a lot of information can be gathered from a dream interpretation, and a lot of time no information is gathered from there. The reason why no information is gathered from there is because the dream will definitely seem very realistic to you. It can also come true and everything, but it is coming true because of other reasons, or at least because of the information that you didn't provide to the astrologer who's interpreting your dream. So because for interpretation you need to have quite valid information. Only then it can be, you can say, interpreted. With that, thank you for watching the video. If you like it, please like and subscribe this channel, because if you like and subscribe, I will get motivated to make more videos. And if there is anything you wish to discuss about this particular video, feel free to make a comment and I will try to respond to that. And also you can visit my website, kvastrology.wordpress.com, to know the services that we offer. And if you like to have your dream interpretation or a dream chart made for you, then feel free to contact me. And with that, thank you and have a good day. Namaste.